Everybody say, say, how can I express my gratitude for all the many things you've done for me? Words are not enough, to say thank you. So Lord, you are my everything. You're my everything. How can I express my gratitude? How can I express my gratitude for all the many things Father, you done for me, yeah. Words are not enough to say thank you. So Lord, you are, you're my everything. See, I call you Jireh. Lord, my provider. I call you Nisi. You are my battle. I call you Rapha. Hey. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are. You're my everything. I call you Jireh. Lord, my provider. I call you Nisi. You are my battle. I call you Rapha. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are. You're my everything. Who am I thinking now? Who am I thinking?
So, okay, so we can pick the advert. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location. It's a beautiful day, even though the weather is really, really wet out there. I believe everyone is doing great. This another edition of Legal Hour with BWF Solicitors. I welcome you all. Oniado for Ashe for for mesre anope dinchi akese ema obi biara megide se adom nti obiara ho ye enen so sen ye no adom nti yetumi enya nkwa enya hoden na yemfa ye legal hour no ensan embra makwan megide se moba behwe na ye nyina ye beche adwenkro ni nimdie yi de mesre se ubetumi na wonso wahye ana ubeche ede ama odofo bi na eye ene topic a yewo no emo de yie esan se wugina wona nso na wa wo bo wedwuma na hihye wedwuma na wo bo ho ene nyoma ebetumi ago wrong ana se ebetichima abra weni da ho ana se weni nda ho ene eba behwe saa de no ntimije de se dodo na ebe pe se omo nso benya saa nimde wonko a enchemfa mesrew odomu nti no she na obia enya ebi na midiane manye na te megidi se enche bia mo beka ye ho ye streaming or radio so BW radio ye streaming or BWtv so ye streaming or YouTube so abawa radio nso afa na megide se won so a utie no obehye se YouTube so na Facebook so a obehye na obi nso ensa aka metwa me ho sima ya late de ba metwa me ho sima meba sisi a na de dwumede no ahyase meba.
This is our world. Here we are in our community. There are the laws. There are the regulations. We have BWF Solicitors. BWF Solicitors, experts in all aspects of the law, family law, civil litigation, all immigration and nationality issues, representation in court, marriage and divorce. We pride ourselves to give you excellent legal services and follow through till we get you the right result and decisions. That is our mutual satisfaction. We have a team of excellent qualified solicitors and support team to help you every step of the way. Our senior partner, with over 30 years of unbroken service to the community, is a member of the Family Law Panel and has advised several lawyers and institutions in many legal matters. He is qualified to practice both in the UK and in Ghana. Come to us. Speak to us. Let us represent you. We are your trusted community partners when it comes to the law. Locate us on the 4th floor of the Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road at Seven Sisters in North London, N15 4NP. Nearest train station, Victoria Line to Seven Sisters Station, exit number 2. We are open for all consultations from Monday to Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Weekends by appointment only. Call us now on 0208 493 7340 or 077 127 61884. BWF Solicitors, your trusted legal partner.
Yo, mesama obi biara akwa aba biom. Media ne manye na ate, uhyem baby afre manye ti. Na ene ye di edwumedie no sha ase na ya boni ntew. Ene se menjidi se update kese bi wo ho na mom menya me resource person eye lawyer Charles na yemfa edwumedie ento aso. Ene se emre bebre ya na obi wawo wedwuma obi wo ho a na ye ka ne sen ono ankasa bie na adwuma na so beka so ye self employed ne ade na eto de bia na afi ne kwa wie yesa na ye wo financial year no be hu ana wo se from January no bibia aban no e de ato ho hihye o de ato a ye friend self assessment wankasa boy assess adwuma ahoden a utumi de hye wadwuma mu ene sika a wunya ye wo kone aba wadwumadie e ka ne se embia wo transportation wedidie mu tese bibia wo ye fa adwuma no ho no o se wo ma aban ehu esan se wankasa na ogina so se wo ye wadwuma na che so we be se wo ye sole proprietor na se wo ye self employed ana se embia wo ye adwuma self employed a half mpo na wo san ye adwuma nso half a there are this contribution ana se obi be se wasede se wo ma aban na ehwe wo so no ohun nyoma wo ye sika wonya ene just bibia nti ye nyina ye nim saade no na mom edu self assessment a esan se wankaza na wonya wo sika de nti ya na wo hu se sika we na menko kanchira ban se min eno na menya anase mente so anase ma mente so a ne nyina mu no wo be se krono eye krono na wonnim embia na wo ye embi nso a wo fun se wo da bi se ni na o se metiti free mu nti no we de ni sa ban hu ene ye ba behwe se sa nyoma nkiti fa self assessment se wankasa ubebu ho akonta nkone aba nyina no ubehwe mu no wakatra ban se afi mu nyina sei na menyaye na sei na mede tu adwuma ni mu sei na meyi free mu sei na mede ye transport sei ne nyina mu no ye ba behwe se empo wo ye na ode kwa aban no otumeka se Debi asemesi uyo trofo debi asema idie minji ndi se saa na wonya dodo na wodi bi tete anase wanya dodo mpo intina nintino wanya dodo na esanso ye nipa daseni a obedidi intina wanya dodo mia me de bi ebe ma nti saa de ye ba behwe me big question a ba be introduce me lawyer papa bi lawyer Charles Asmah me friend say Charles me ba be introduce na on the kind emfa enchia ema ye na yemre ne ko onfa enchia kese ma etiefo na ahwefo na afa de me de me big question no aba betudwa na ye de dwumede no atoso nti good morning Sir Charles.
Good morning, na.
Pacha pomboko de
Yami adom na wonso e.
adomonko pacha me ma wo ho kwan na fa enchia kese ma etiefo na ahwefo na afa de emfa dwumede no enhyehyɛ so tam.
Yo, etiefo ne ahwefo and Friday anopai nso ye di nchia kase efi BWF Solicitors aso ye Abraham obi biara anopai ye da se bebre se munyambre na ye kan se and then so ebre na so se ye besua ade and that desua no ebeboa wo ebeboa me samboa wo kra ebeboa obi a wonim no tinya nyina no ye nhye na ye fa ye ho hyem na ne ewo mu no ye nsa enka.
Yo, Lawyer Charles, me that's we be say yes, any long time, yes, some titi. Nanny said, Niss and Yama Beddy agro grew when not a summer woho in some cassia woho because me didn't say, and yes, me didn't pronounce him, madame for Bacum, so said, then abaya bonica, and I'm say, abaya bo, Cassin. Now say, why we were Juma now, can ya when ya then I buy ball, cause it Debbie, Nasini, a dear Nico, so when I'm say, oh, Casa, so when I don't be teta na, it's Lawyer Charles, yenya we did say yenya we say dia na in some affair dwuma ho pa no we best here utumi dimu akotene nem say BWF Solicitors they all grounds be bia wo pe immigration wo pe you can say family law wo pe litigation and mitigation circumstances just omo ya they even put Ghanaian law now on say e ban mitigation na just say ye company nyoma edwuma sem ehon ko ade omo ye number 1 omo ye ho ade enti na etutumi atwetwe Lawyer Charles aba na one ye enhwe program we na ye ne nye enti me big question that I have for you Lawyer Charles. I'm going to leave the platform for you to give us this education. Say, can HMRC reject my self-assessment tax returns figure and investigate me for fraud pacho me to amount na uni akoso adaroma.
Yo, it's here for and then so ada yebesiano efa tax. And that's or to a buying engineer say ye juma, ye obi juma ye juma na say ya ton adie mum fasuo and I say japadie bi mum fasuo. Whatever it is, you have to make a fair contribution to support the development of the country. Sana tie dia and then nkomo no a ye bedi no efa sa enyoma no ho. Na edi kan no ne ye bi say we say aban eku a ye di won esi wo say mo hwe tax and so to ho hyehyɛ no a yɛfrɛ wɔn HMRC for short na wobie mu a ɔse His Majesty's Revenue and Customs no saa nkrɔfoɔ no na ɔmo hwɛ sɛ saa obi ɔso tua tax bia no obedi tax mmara no ɛso na ɔmo ara nso na ɔmo bɛhwɛ sɛ obi endi so a nea ɛsɛ sɛ ɔmo de yɛ no ɔmo de ayɛ ɛno anasa asotwe a ɛhɔ no ɔmo de atwe no nti ndɛ asɛm a yɛbi sɛ yɛn ho sɛ saa nkrɔfoɔ yi ɔmo betumi a reject anasa omaka say self assessment ye dey amawo no endimu anasa enye papa santi omo reject ana na say kobansa so metumi a investigate anasa omo ye hwehwemu enwu se bia kana na bi anasa krono bi anasa katasehye bi ekopie mu wo ho a say kobansa adan na ebebem tani nkomo a ende ye betwetwe ti ye kwa yenim no kwan bɛda hɔ na nso wɔ asɛm bi a webisa anasa contribution bi a wode aba na yɛn nyinaa yɛsua akɔ yɛnim.
Yo, Lawyer Charles, you better was and then you better con obviously one after the other. Near Tiani say, you can self-assessment what about the chichi moon ya day ain't no yen shall say may put a few questions be na or say me be sound. Yen de kind waka but yen quay chiki to be self-assessment no and our tax returns no. Mr. Ohono, so be joining NCC obetumi acheche mu kakra mbia meme se nya mechire mu no ankosi na obi joining NCC ye ka self assessment and I say tax returns no eno dey important na eye dey ade kra pacho
Yo edase bebre etiefo ne ahwefo ne ewo mu ne se ye wo enyoma mienu broni friend no gateways. Gateway baako no eye obi a oye adwuma na adwuma na oye no ye obi adwuma enti nipa ne tua ne ka sika no betua no ekɔ na account mu a eno na oyusu asudie bia enda no so se obetua ebia ma aban because saa nipa no a brofo no ye friend no employer anase adwuma wura no wate tax no a se ekɔ aban ho no dada a ye friend no payroll tax deduction at source. Nti woyɛ saa ade no a ende emfa enhia sɛ wonso wobɛsen etua tax ama aban biem saa gateway nkrofo we no ye from employees and as workers who pay tax through their employers. So saa na wote there you do not have to tell aban or anasa HMRC say what the tax ka and I say sika wunya ye ni nti omete tax because wo no wo die ni nyina no employer no na oye ema wo nti wo no woni problem bia na ye wo gateway number 2 gateway number 2 for no ye nkrofo omo ye omo angasa omo adwuma say omo ebie omo adwuma through legal status of a company or a partnership or a sole proprietorship. The sound crofo ya omo angasa omo ye omo adwuma ya ye can no simply say omo ye self-employed yi. Obi ni ho a obehu sika omunya. Obi ni ho a obeka say we will control e wo sika no so nti me mati akoma aban na ne aka no me de ama wo. Omo an omo ye wo control e wo omo sika so. Nti sika na eba no emu bi na omo de betuatua adwuma no omo ye no ho eka no na ne ebeka no aban agye ho tax. Nti saa nkrofo yi no etwa se ebre no so a omo file report tax report ema aban. Sa tax report yi na ye friend no self assessment tax returns. The self assessment it can be a company self assessment or individual self assessment. What is the difference? So within gateway 2, your friend was self-employed for no, we have 2 levels. Level 1, nkrofo a omo running omo angasa omo business omo atuni company. So anti company no independent on the owner no and say adwuma ni wura no. The company no be file ne company tax returns ama aban nkrofo a from HMRC. No omo corporation tax of 19% no ama aban based on omo profit no a omo enya efi adwuma omo aye ni mu no. We know company na oye nti individual no even though ono na oyama company no company ni din mu na ye level 2 level 2 for no obi a orane sole proprietorship or partnership. Mind you, under the law no partnership for no ye will be a friend no tax transparency. Tax transparency ni say we a partner of a firm and I say if you are into partnership in your partnership no na filing the returns. Individual partners have obligation to declare their own tax affairs to the state. So that is the partnership aspect. Now, one crowd so are running or business. I have found sole proprietors. The one I can say sole trader. But sole trader is somebody and also be or you on one ejuma e one one dimu into your company. Intimate make I say Asmah Enterprise or Charles Services. Into Charles Services, no be ani ameya ne say me boa nkrofo and I say Charles Consultancy. Me your company, me your partnership. Me a me din mu na me ye me juma. So I'm a sole trader. Sa na etie de a afe no so a esese me ye me tag me sika e ba ye ne na me tua ye na mfaso e ba ye no me kwaka kire aban HMRC for say sika minya ye ni nti tax a me tua ni ba sa tax no omo abe assess me as if say me ye individual me wo personal allowance as a result of my personal tax affairs. Nti these are the 3 layers yewo. Nti yewo self-assessment for sole traders, self-assessment for partners of a partnership, and self-assessment for companies, including companies limited by guarantee or community interest companies. So I'll leave it there and we'll take the conversation forward.
Wow, where the what church say it's not just say I self-employed now. What obviously I say me be a company or say me be a and yen sanity. The company can be there and I also a sole proprietor and I say sole trader no. Let's say wow do we didn't cry to say services. It doesn't mean say it's a company, but then that is what you've named your services and I say you've named what you do no to the to HMRC say one kasa oh dear. Interno sano se wo na wo register within the same bia Manye entrepreneur Manye services no se one ko register no as company it will not attract company tax but just set an etie
Yes.
and individual
And by individual self-assessment.
self-assessment. Yo, lawyer Charles, what mu. Sisi no yenhwe, what mu say, or say, I finish one. Wo assessment na obeye na now they akoma aban. Say, na megye, ana say na menyaye. Edwuma miye nyina say na menyaye, na me de abremo. Na yen question no, can HRMC reject my self-assessment? Ometumi reject na se ometumi reject ya adenti na ometumi reject na mbia na eche say bibi a atosima. So my first question here is, what are tax evasion and tax avoidance? Se ebani say sika menya ana adwuma amaye ma avoid say fa pe na mede ko ana se nye ni nyina na mede ko anampo manye assessment ne kra ana maye no kakra na mede akọ na ban si there be minjindi enti no there's going to be an investigation. Enti me question wa ha ede na be kire se me invade tax ana se ma avoid tax ne o se mede kọ amamfa nkọ ede na be kire na what is it actually?
Yo, me da se bebre. Enti and then common saying our boss no tax evasion, tax avoidance. Are they the same? What is the difference? Which one can I choose and which one can I not? Can you choose any? But we'll get to know. Na emra e cover sa nyoma nyina no pese me bo eso ba ku mienu bi na yeti the source of this conversation no. Ye wo mre bi a eyemada law a ye friend no Taxes and Management Act we by 1970. Na no na taxes ni nyina no ye fa so ye de ye hu edwuma and as aban de manage. Na ye individual areas of laws where cover specific things. Nti bi to say Income Tax, Earnings and Pensions Act 2003. And no cover income tax, but a share specifically income and crofuna ni pensions and crofutia ni kaka hono. And now war Finance Act. Finance Act we also about 2017, even though there have been amendments and modifications, but the core ni Finance Act 2017. Finance Act 2017 cover all aspects of financial matters, individuals and the state. And a one na say a kobase we ye bibi fat tax ho na a kobase kronubia kobel baby a broni friend of fraud no you can be picked up under the finance a bit me cover Finance Act no because ni nyina no sika nhyehyeye na yakase tax evasion. The word evasion means you have deliberately prevented something and that's it from happening. Inti say we evade no, we si wadwin pise me ye necessary me ye no. Inti if you evade it, it means you have deliberately prevented it from happening. Inti so because me ye tax evasion and so because tax evasion akoso a na kire say wa twe ne ho efi asudi a ewo ho se nka so otua tax no simply ne yebaka say wa shada avoid tax no wa shada avoid compenso betua and the say na eche dey yebaka say wa gbokro no ewo tax tua ekwan so say na eche dey remember I've used the word avoid. And a big word and so I say avoidance. So why do we say tax evasion is avoiding tax and at the same time there's tax avoidance? Not just say tax avoidance no and your chrono completely per se. If you say it be a emrama o kwan sa oba avoid it, enti na wo avoid no. But some emma o kwan na wo avoid it there, then you have evaded it. And then I chrono no. Na avoidance no so no yewo ehun ehyehyeye nti una wo beka kire aban ma aban de wato tax avoidance scheme a eho ho no so na more or less no aban ama wo tumi say we dey obetumi a prevent and say wo avoid it.
Right.
Nti those are the differences. Nti say unim say eye krono na wo de obekoso aye no say wo mpese obetua ehun tax no eye tax evasion. But Wunim say emrama wo kwan say wo betumi atwe ho afi so ana say wo be reduce wo tax no and your tax avoidance, but you have to follow through tax avoidance schemes. So let me give you an example.
Sir.
Say ebia we so last time you sua no we adwuma aban ma kwan say we adwuma na wo spend certain in your maybe we adwuma ni mu a na say adwuma ni rura amma wo refund and that's a reimbursement dear ubetumi aka kire aban crofo aye from HMRC say adwuma na meye no ban adwuma ni rura na otua meka because obi adwuma na meye am an employee or a worker, but in addition to that no I spend on certain things for the purposes of adwuma no emremu you say a whole and exclusive and exclusive to the job I do. That means without sa expense no me adwuma no mintumi enye na adwuma no rura emma wo refund dia ubetumi akwa aban wo say aban and the ti we fi misika as I say misika minya no mu before ubetua me before tax no ubeti. Into I don't know what are you trying to do? You are trying to reduce your tax, meboa.
True.
Are you trying to avoid tax? Yes, but is it permissible? It is. So it's a form of tax avoidance mechanism. Legal.
Okay.
But some kofa bibi amrama me kwan na me de kwahihye mu. Na minya akwanya say me tax say metua no eso betis there. I have avoided the tax, but was it legitimate? No. Because me fa a kwan bone so na me de. Have I evaded tax then? Yes. So that is tax evasion. The other one, tax avoidance.
Okay, atias. Nti one boy avoidance need them say interest kakra aba hono. Let's just say whatever you do ubesika ubenya no. Or said there should be some sort of items involved to be able say be can you do say into you can be a tax can be avoided, but legit one from HMRC and Kasa. Enti eno sa no ye what threshold bia or say wedwuma no eduru ho ansa na etumi aka say oh usika we ye afi nyina mu ankasa otitititi wenum nyina ye legal titintiti a watiti ankasa sika yi endu baby o say etumi till tax ye wo threshold bi sa ho ana say ne se sika ketwa kra na obeya or say utumi etua ho tax but I mean say what me question asia
question I say I mean we your friend personal allowance afibia no sisia no we are entering we are finishing the tax year 2022-2023. We are in March, so by the 5th of April tax year 22-23 has ended. Then we are entering 23-24 tax year. What it means is say every year no aban reading the budget no yen hwehwemu a otumika say yema ekwan a nkrofo ho ba han won ama tax na omutua no omudi eniji etua so that we can prevent tax avoidance and tax evasion.
Okay.
Nti eno no your friend no progressive taxation. Progressive taxation is say won a moji bebre no omutua bebre. Won a moji ketua no omutua ketua. That's progressive. So and your friend will pay as you earn, PAYE. And say we are PAYE, we are normal employee there. I use the word normal to mean that we are a jumanuma will be an nipanutia waka and a nipanotitibi ema buying on your behalf as tax and NI. So that here there I buy amaya $12,570 about a year pounds. A threshold personal allowance. It's a sign every year. It's likely say the next tax year no na assessment. Into what near the tax code abrel letter abrel say this is your tax code for the financial year or for the tax year so and so. So when you be you can ask for it. But we shall pay slip so we shall pay slip so we who say we tax code ho. How do you know? We who say be ya throw 1257L. So 1257L, that's your standard tax code. NTL is the standard level, $12,570 about threshold, allowance. This is where you do what they are, your tax. So I don't know, which your nil tax, and that's a zero tax. Bro, there are difference, na wait ya 20. Bro 20 one so na wako wenim. And then your friend no tax bands or tax rate. Today we are not going to learn about tax calculation. So I'm not going to go through the tax bands. But nearby here you better say because say bia usika winya no bro 12,000 no a we bet your tax nti. Question is what are the legitimate means make me afa so make me enya dan me tax no akofom.
Okay.
We adwuma ohro onyoma laundry every week. Is it a legitimate expense that HMRC betumi ehu na omo consider no for tax purposes? Yes. Is it wholly and exclusive? Yes. Because atare no wo hwekwa adwuma pe. Unhye no fie, unhye nya bibia apart from adwuma. Is it for the purposes of the job? Yes. Nti sa wo see atare no every week na wo spend bia 15 pounds or 20 pounds or 30 pounds 30 pounds a week times 52 weeks, you are looking at about 1,560 pounds. Wow. So, no, you can tell HMRC say, for laundry purposes and for the purposes of my work, uniform na measure and answer na measure no. This year, a costume say, you call laundry. They will factor that into your tax calculation to bring your tax down. That's an example of reducing your tax. There are a lot of other ways of legitimately going about it. But we are looking at self-assessment, and we are going to stick to that. And when HMRC can prevent that.
Yo, lawyer, watch mo mama Matias. Yeah, more couple of questions and maybe sana. It's here for Safe no adwene a can about can HMRC betumi reject your self-assessment now my investigate you and who asem na can't if you just join us nominee lawyer Charles Ewa Hase and please Bomodiana share program no emayen kwame prepare yeda say promise yeda say nana jimine prefect withdrew hadada of referee road call Mr. Munja any thank you so much maybe sa question no etire na membi se bisa media answer lawyer enti no sisi a waka saa de nyina kire kwan ben so na HMRC omo review me self-assessment no and I say me self-assessment task kwan ben no mo fa so mo yes review no ansa na mpo ya ka say bia sika ne sododo ana sika ne shadodo ana ne ode ba say ni mpacho kwan ben so my question is how does RMC review my self-assessment tax returns mpacho wadaroma.
Yo, senior your boss, HMRC has a duty to 1, receive the tax returns, 2, review the tax returns, and 3, where there are doubts, investigate the tax returns, and 4, take action to prevent further issues. And see, first off, how did they receive it? Omama will notice what browse will file, but you don't have to depend on them for a reminder because it is your duty to keep record of your activities and your timelines. And see, the timeline for self-employed sole proprietors is at the end of the tax year. And the end of the tax year, no senior yenimino, 5th of April. And it's a tax year, 5th of April, as a self file. Does it mean that self filing by 5th of April? You don't have to. You still have amnesty. And that's a grace period. Grace period will take you to the next 9 months, which will be the next January. The next January will be the January of the following year. Until 31st of January the following year, everybody should have filed their returns. Until now, January bepe na what you news say, have you filed your self-assessment returns? January is catching up. And then blah 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 and all that. It is a way of reminding you. It is why you're late to cry. By the end of the grace period of 9 months, you should be able to file it. So when file it by the end of the period there, then you have been duly late. Until once a while late, then you go, they will give you a penalty, but you still have to file it. So that is the timeline for self-employed sole proprietors. Self-employed sole proprietors. Now, we also have self-employed partners. As I said, self-employed partners or partnerships, there is tax transparency. Into your partner or file self-assessment as if you say or you're self-employed. That is the difference between running a partnership business and the partners being seen as running their own business as sole proprietors. Company are different, including all aspects of companies. In the company, at the end, especially private companies, at the end of the year, company be one accounting period. Until what time I was starting company, we check it online, company's house, we be who incorporation date. Until be incorporation date, and then, for example, send then a incorporation date here. Then when him said the next year, which is the anniversary, will be your filing date. So when you are filing your report to company's house, which is your income, expense, and profit declaration, you also have to file to HMRC for tax purposes. So company's house, they don't care about your tax, but HMRC cares about your tax. Can you file differently to company's house and HMRC? No, because now what they call company's house, now one HMRC so now what with tax. Until these days, they have linked the two up. Until you file it to company's house, they can ask you, you want to file combined to also go to HMRC at the same time. If you say yes, then once you finish, you click submit, it goes to both of them. Then they pick and assess. You can also do it separately, the corporation tax. Now, Sonia, so mu review idea no we submitting online. Nti na we can be no Sonia Chrome ha no, na we can be yes sir.
My fan is sir.
What can but they will take time and check.
It's true.
That's the beauty of Britain, isn't it? So once I would buy no omaji. Omo yen hwehwemu eda no a, omo yen hwehwemu later.
Yes.
How long does it take for them to investigate? They have as long as 4 years to review. Until some review within that period, no one will say BB enko year, they can come back. They will ask you, say, where I say, do this or do that. So if you say you are genuinely at fault there, quickly you remedy by saying yes, sir. But what challenge there, it will escalate for investigatory purposes. Then we investigate, we say, hang on, tax evasion has taken place. That means there has been willful avoidance of tax without due cause. Then acquire fraud.
Yes.
Enti review document na wo de be kono na ombe review. Some akobasa omu review some show me na bibia you okay they won't come back to you. But some show me na bibi nko they will ask for further evidence. Ebi a waka say the whole year no win income of let's say £2,000. Now we spend £10,000. That's fair. Businesses make losses because loss now we're making it will reduce other taxes you have.
That's it.
So that is also a tax avoidance strategy.
Okay.
Now, near woman say because loss they will check to see say a genuine loss. And you say genuine loss there, ombe shishum. Say kwaba saying, and now why you £1, now I work £10. Does it mean say you are not a very good entrepreneur? And it could be genuine. Into the command one, ombeji oma check na bibia fine. Nyoma be na ombe person muhu. When we declare we income into backing and as a document be now a support is our income now we declare no. So we are talking about the invoices, we are talking about the receipt you have received or money you have received from your customers or from your clients. And then also bank statement because the payment, other things being called, ought to go through the bank account. And say we declare that sometimes they can ask your to see your bank statement as well. So these are some of the things they can ask for as part of the review process. And also your expense schedule. Quite now we spend the way. Evidence ben now also we spend the way. For example, my culture said I need to be reimbursed 1,560 for my £30 a week laundry expense. Some feel say too much, they can ask me to produce receipts.
It's
and you have to
true.
produce receipt of 52, which is
Mm.
one every week.
For the whole year, no?
But you have declared 1,560, which is £30 a week for 52 weeks.
That's right.
So if they want to know, they will ask for 52 receipts of that
Mm.
laundry expense. Sometimes
Oh,
they will test the market to see if a
genuine.
reasonable expense. Into Nipano can just test the market to see, say, okay, is it reasonable for somebody to spend £30 on laundry services? If it is reasonable, they won't come back and waste time because it's also money and time to come back. So these are ways they can come back for things when they are reviewing your report. And sometimes, especially for individuals, they will give you the money, especially where you have filed your report, your returns. Now, like I said, which your tax number and abroso, they will give you the money because it's money due you. But when the money is given, it doesn't end there. They will come back to say that we gave you this money some time ago as part of your refund of overpayment of tax. As part of our review and checks, we have realized that we have overpaid you by X amount. Or you should have even paid us money instead of we giving you back. So please produce evidence that what you told us is true.
It's true. Hey.
So you then go into your books and give them. If you didn't give to them at the time of filing, because when you are filing your returns, there is no compulsion to add your evidence at that stage. So they can force you to bring the evidence later if they feel that there's the need for that as part of the review and investigation.
Wow. But you've just made mention of investigation. If I may ask, the review, is it the same as investigation? And I say the review is separate before maybe they find out few aspects maybe that's not going right. Then they will start investigating you. So is there any difference? Just review near looking at what you've just explained. But when it comes to investigating, and let's just say who be na o ka se nye nokre mebo a e na afio ma benti sunsun bi wo mu ana.
And since near woman say review, no, there's no suspicion.
Okay.
And just almost suspect BB into no review. No review is what they are then come on now feed your Martinez is almost say now what they buy no
So if I ask, say, and the crime ben so no mo fa no mo the investigation, am I right to ask that then?
Yes,
Crime
you
ben
are.
no fa.
And senior review no say what the returns na call na afi omo ehwe say saa na tie. So who say yes na tie, then they will suspect wrongdoing. So wrongdoing in a trim say willful avoidance of tax or illegitimate avoidance of tax. Your friend tax evasion.
Okay.
So if they think that or suspect that there has been deliberate attempt to evade tax, then it will trigger investigation.
Right.
Into your personal tax affairs or returns no what they call you know. No, it will go into the investigatory team. Then they will appoint somebody to deal with that. So as part of the investigation, you know, on my trial letter, no one can say, we returns now what they buy no, on my show, on my who, baako mmienu bi a ɔmo nte ase wɔ mu. Nti ɔmo srɛ wo, kyerɛ wo. So you can see sir, at this stage, you know, they are very, very polite, soft.
Yes.
Because they cannot, you see, it's just suspicion. So they have to make sure that they've given you opportunity to clear that suspicion for them. And some brow notice no. If you are notice no back say, my say, and I say chiremu, say. Then you just go into your records, produce whatever they have asked for, now what they are common one. Omushemu na bibia no a case closed. But so omushemu no omo nti ase a they will ask for more things. Nti omo niatie no na ebe determine nia omo bebisa wo. Ebi omo bebisa wo bank account. Wo dey akoma wo company or business account wo dey akọ. Omo hwehwe mu no omo hu say ebi a sika FM no a o say eye business sika no ebro saa.
Sir.
Meanwhile, na also wo dey buy no a wo tro buy no endu saa. That is a washada at sika no so. so that you can evade tax.
Okay.
And now also say, almost say for expenses, bra. What the expenses are common or come. Accounts now we are and what they are be a common or support you with source documents and that's the evidence, you know. Almost sure you know say, how come? So nipa ya or say or call laundry example no. Or then your makwa or no kwa de be or koyen or Harrods. And the otia £100 a week for one shirt. That is overwhelming. So
Of
they want
course.
to receive the receipt now when you fee or more.
So no.
So the receipt no banana £100.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
who are they to challenge that? A service provider no ne bill no the amount until the end of matter. But so when to me I'm from Madia, naturally said now okay no in so anyhow.
Okay.
So you can see, sir, they take time to investigate. Sometimes they can even go to the employer to test the information. Because
Yes.
when declare, sir, you have incurred expenses which are whole and exclusive to the business. You might have even mentioned, sir, as part of your expense, which you say, you don't get refund from the employer until you should get it from HMRC to reduce your tax. Not just say tax na which you know abroso. We are for individual somebody or your self-assessment. Sa nimpa no say yeah, but me employer could be say, can you confirm say now you do not refund expenses. So employer can say we don't refund expenses, that's fine. There's also one catch. Employer no so also episode or reducing the tax. And Obiara will reducing the tax. The employer also will go to HMRC and say, all the expenses now, my workers expending for the purposes of ejuma omo yeno, my refunding one. And my
Hey.
refunding a car abahunie. Into me so my tax no as I say kufo. Yes, I net here.
No.
It is also a feature just say you're refunding me and the bibia koso.
Okay.
So that can also trigger. Hang on, you work at this place, there has been refund to the employer, and you are also coming for a refund for the same expense you claim you have incurred for your job. Into your investigation, the employer no confirm, said no, and just idea. Then they will come back to you to say no, the employer has confirmed this. Therefore, there is an error within your account, and that's with the buyer under Section 9Z of Taxes Management Act 1970 no a yɛbɔ ɛso no. Nti wei no enyoma a ebetumi abemu a ombetumi ayɛ nhwehwɛmu.
Hey. Tax adwuma sam de unni expert a wa hwa ho be from lawyer Asmah. Ye da se ne nchechemu ye wo question baba ansa na mekọ me next question no. Say ayembia na omo atro ade aba e de abrel say maybe why you've overpaid tax and you know you are due for refund. Omo antro check e de emfa but omo atro ade aba say you are due for refund. Enti bia wo na ose wo di echi no mo mfa sa refund ma but undi echi we jan ho sa ebedu emre bi omo mbe se no check and I say one ko request for refund di omo mfa mbre kra.
Right. So there are 2 points here. First point here, obia on your self-assessment. Na sanipa no aban feel ehu se wetua manabro so. How will aban know say nipa dudu omo kro mu a na so man mu omo tua tax no obi ba ko de wetua manabro so. The HMRC does what we call spot checks or sampling assessment or reviews. The sampling reviews in say bia the whole afine so a omba bia 1 million out of bia 10 million workers and N9 na war system no mu no. Omba mu bia 1 million no ma test ya hwe say nyoma akwasan with those N9s. Nti yan kan say lottery. We are lucky ya ba pick wo N9. Ya pick wo N9 na ye assess ya ye behu say bia sa period no tax na wutua no abroso.
Okay.
The employer etete ye no edoso. That santi they have to refund. So with the refund, they will send you a letter with a check to say you've overpaid, so this is your check. Then you go and check cash it. Say, on more amfe bibia amra o dia, naturally say omo enhu bibia afa wo ho. So
Okay.
yan first can bra wo dia omo de kaba bra wo. It could also be say you've underpaid tax through the employer's payroll system. And it say underpaid tax there omo de car na ebe bra wo. To be omo ti ho ana I say aban de car bra me say tax na me chia no anso. Especially nkrofo mu ye adwuma mienu no. Anasa miensa no. Tetumi ba ne saa. Ene ye obi a on your self assessment.
Okay.
But so your self assessment there you do it online. These days, government gateway system, you can do it, file it online. Into
Yes.
online, I will file it. You can tell even how much you are going to get. Because the system will calculate and tell you how much you are due. Then within weeks, review na feel say you're legitimate. They will transfer the money into your account because they will ask you where should the money be sent to. Some person say, charity, you nominate your charity and the money goes to the charity. So that one online system, it goes into your account. So look at one say you want the money to be sent to you, dear. Say, will check. Now one can say why you soon coin be out per se.
We be say it be basa, but I think said that time, me and personal one na yes, our online business then yet two frequencies here I hear BBA. But I didn't go for me fee because they gave that letter say you are due for refund. So I was thinking maybe on best any check. But me sure money a man name say me so me fee na can't say me na make I say maybe na say I was due for refund. I didn't mandatory into no bibi into na maybe say question no. You
How many
last
years ago?
my friend say 4 years money.
Right, if it's within 4 years, you can call them today.
Okay.
Call them and tell them, say HMRC, is it sole proprietorship or company?
No, self-employed.
But we've agreed, say self-employed is just activity. Now,
Yes.
which me say, the company is sole trader and that's a company. Nti, what the as a sole trader, say.
A sole trader.
Nti, for HMRC, like I just say, this idea omunimuno say be a Y enterprise or services or whatever it is now. Or the use assessment. Kacha say, I think, just use the word think. I think I'm due a refund for a particular year.
Okay.
Just use that phrase.
Okay.
They will take your NI,
and
they will go through the system and tell you, oh yes, this is for tax year 2015 or 2017, 2018. We asked you to blah, 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 you didn't do it. They'll say, yes, I've now come to collect it. Then they will take you through the process.
So for maybe a telephone, I've just got one big major question back one. Maybe Asmah stars here pa said who say I'm due Sikebisha baby or say me could it yenya city and yenti pemuna yerisha Asmah say ebani say near what my invade and I say ma avoid the illegal avoidance and I say bibi na omayi hwehwemu omahwe omahu say we we no wano bia hu say no wo de na amfa na che say no kre say wa invade tasa ehun sunsun ben e na ban be ka say ne de ma so is there any punishment at all after going through all this ne be hu say ampa wa invade and I say wa fraud kakra bi wo baby no ehun sunsun ben na ye de bro lawyer Asmah.
Tax fraud is a very serious offense within the books or the laws. And aban per se obi bebo tax chrono. And na omode avoidance mechanisms aba yetumi use many ye. Now, members so say under section 7 of the Taxes Management Act 1970 no. Aban esusu say obia ewo asundie anase responsibility say impose ya ma tax return notice kra na wo feel say when you sika bi enti ese say wo tua ho tax a ese say wo ma aban asote na wo tua sa ade no enti obi ma onye self employed anase onye ono a enye n'adwuma nso na bia sika e ba nti ekobe say or file tax returns for tax obligation purposes because sika e bia say wo tua ho tax And I yati as say under section 34 of the same law no. Aban were 4 years. To me I requested returns to be sent and also in reviews and investigations to be carried out. Now you call section 106 capital A noir of the same law, Taxes Management Act 1971. Aban say boni say ube evade tax and say ube bo chrono ewo tax ekwan so.
Okay.
Na ekoba saa there are 2 points. First one say bia boni no enye indictable. Indictable offense ne say eye offense bia eye so serious say say bia ekọ crown court. Na jury determine say eye boni anasa eye boni anasa wadwin da ho na wode ye ya anasa yen sa. Say indictable offense there wobetumi akodem for 7 years. So muhu say eye krono na wabo aban a. Say tax fraud wa. And say enye indictable na say a magistrate court krono no a no omuhu say sa na ti a obekwa move for 12 months. And I say be omama fine. And then in your months either say fine and I say yebama custodial sentence na wakwa akodem prison 12 months and I say 7 years depending on where you were tried and I say seriousness of the offense. And we in your ma ewo sa ekwan no eso. And now also say wait ya manabro abanye tua o tax manabro so obetumi aka kire say na otua ye no fa ni nyina ebra back. Nti eno so punishment no ebi eno no. And I say when tua ema ebre abam abanye ba ka kire say tua na penalty a ewo so no so tua eka eho. Nti ye hwemu a evasion no na a trigger fraud aspect no. So we no said there has been tax evasion there, then it will trigger criminal investigation. And when na police for of course HMRC has investigatory powers to investigate. Then say they have to prosecute there. They will leave it to the prosecuting service. Now omo take action on that.
Yeah, lawyers made that's nature say ye dwuma na wo say we self-employed and na we be a company kakra na ya ma ho kwan all this while say be ye self nti na mo kaka yen self assessment o be ye be no nkrofo bo wonderu na ne nyina bu weni na wanye afenso wanya nso aminim self so wanya normal mo define be bro na wetua kra you still have to do it wonso a waye no nso no waya ne esese wo de kono wamfa ne nyina anko emo masan akohwehwe mu ehu se there be osemesi sika na esese nka wo de betia tax no ne nyina wayiyi bia na se wo de nyoma keka ka ho ama je se wa invade tax ne nsisi ano ehun nsonso ne se kana nka o so twetia ne nyina bechia ana se wo be ko prison na wo be ko up to 7 years imprisonment there masa ebe ya tianiye na prison ho nya fe kra prison ko de enye fe ba ko be ba nso no na wonioma bebre na aka echiri enti ye nhwe ne nso lawyer Asmah ye beda asiye pa tiefo maybe a telephone lines na mbia na wo ade a wo pese obisa no eye nneoma a yesuen ene ebi nso so a na enye no nti se enye no de a ubetumi ebisa question no you can call any ubetumi ebisa question bia wo pe concerning this na lawyer be wo ha obeyi wa no the telephone lines a yedwedi dwuma no senior munim no ensisan ba mesan abobọ so ansa na mebobọ so mesan abomon kai se BWF Solicitors na yedidi dwuma no na se mbia ohia o family law se wa worry or se ukunu ana oyire ebeka ho okromo ha we yi ni matna abom weja ukunu ho ana oyire ho abetna kromo a opese sisi a ho kafo no ene o ma ebeka ho ha wo nkwala hwemu na obema no kafra na so oba no egya nkwala na egu obema no so ana obema no egya nkwala na egu ma oba no so se o se mo nyina mo contribute bi na mo mfa nhwe nkwala yi ni nyina ye family law ana mpo se ye nko domestic last 2 weeks ye be kan ho asem bia na wo yire or sorry o ye tintin grammar chen wonti no na o abuse sa it could be say abuse no atemudidie entokwasem sa nso na nkru no mu bi nso no kakra no matototo omo nsa enye ebro nko a o obi kra enye violent ne nko a obi wo ho a obefie kra na ne yire wo fie a na ne yam age ne hwem ne nyina ya abuse en wonioma oyire ana ukunu beye wonti nti so wo fall within our family BWF Solicitors omo wo ho ometumi aboa o na ya hwe sa de we e wo mra kwan so yeguso omoye numa bebre inti telephone line 0208-123-1016 menya odofo bi e wa homa ne so ode ewu mpacho ofrefre hima yentim kana bisa o question no
Mpacho free fellow.
yo mami pacho bisa question lo Asmah wa ha
Mpacho this is a two question. One question is me me worry you me de me ba abaha na me de me ba ye no na you know so ya ma 6 months.
okay
6 months na ba bi me ka tell me to me say also aso ne te onye ma me that's a day na you ma nyina e ka but we chat I cancel the card and the balance of 20 but I then everything about the final age.
kasa hold on kasa no weche ma me establish na ansa na wako second one no o pa say oba na obedu ye no ye ma ne 6 months e na odi ba krum a na ogina wo so ana ukunu na ye yiyu ne meboa e na makofa akwala ya ba na obedu ye edu 6 months also ko renew no emia bibi esi nti obema ne se den we twa card ne mayo ni papa no we twa akwala ne card mo ana we twa wo card mo
ono ne card no
eya akwala no
da bema no e card na ikuta no aka ese me de ye e kwati akwala no 5 years
sa
acham makanso mo ne de aha
oh yo into next question here then
and our next question is this is about one of us or family kunu ever na omo achate bias achate akole whatsapp ni mania na na person this lawyer say me this is time to to a friend to be your friend direct call began this is time to say I say oh no friend direct call now face
yes
anything of a person who lawyer say you couldn't a friend direct call as a obano friend direct call I will friend whatsapp and no better be abe one
omube use no as one of the evidence I just said
almost all right
yo
see a person if that your friend whatsapp if I miss call chat all right
no problem
but on friend direct call because say obisa e na say 1 minute 3 pounds you couldn't be
or to me
friend direct call
yo
any to abandon friend direct call into time be na
oh mama minjin di but lawyer betchechu minjin say no ane call there no ane say ya direct to say ya indirect to there has been a call
abandon friend direct call
don't worry lawyer wa ha obe you are no obedi kind first one answer why lawyer Asmah I hope say what tie ma me nka
okay so first one is bemano okay first one is ne ba aba ojina ne papa so ne step father so no bae
sir
yet ban 6 months obae no be pre-settled papa no fa ne de no and support no a papa no say media no kwa no ma say no nti bibia ni ho that's the question meboa
sir
well I mean I don't know the day application is some ameno na oye and as papa no oye card no was we chum and I say I don't know say physically no we chum and that's why I can't try ban say me pay bill because only me chum sir and I don't know it's not a big deal So maame person ya ade ne ma ne ba no a so no abetumi aya onye na de so nim papa no ne of course me sure say still omo gusuti nti ombisa papa no ma no ne EUSS lecture no a ye de ma papa no for papa no de no ko papa no de nya card no wo papa no oye EU ni nti ye ma no card lecture pen ye ma no nti lecture no fanka akwala no anase even lecture no kra eni ho obetumi use number no number na da so 3434 blah 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 no obetumi e de ato application so ayama ne ba no nti I don't know what is going on. I think there's more that we cannot or she will not be comfortable to share with us on this platform. And she has a choice. And so by your no idea and I say call lawyer ho na lawyer share na wayama no kama. Second question. Yes. Okofa obi ko enunua no ekofa nekunu aba. Na senior we nim no the name whether it is under appendix FM or appendix EU. The difference is this. Appendix EU we EU ni. Santi ube prove say wa ware we yere anase wukunu na da mo ware ya na say da mo ware ya no na before 31st December 2020 the relevant date. After that you can't do it even under EU law. Now se nipa we onye EU ni na okofa na yire abadia obeye no under appendix FM. Appendix FM no, of course you have to prove say genuine and subsisting relationship. Even under appendix EU we say provide everything. Prove say it's not just the marriage certificate but also real life marriage moments. And what are some of these real life marriage moments? Ebini nkomo a ekoso. Ndise nipa no wo baby na so wo baby a nkomo a mudi no na wo de beka ho. Nyame adom na say WhatsApp nti yetumi nya record. Kane no a okay kwane no nkofo eyusu card. Omo be calling card na omo ekura ade no na omo asani ni nyina akoma lawyer say me your course enu ni I'm sending birthday messages, any Christmas, any Valentine's Day. WhatsApp calls, no. How do you prove WhatsApp call? Are you recording the call now? The audio now come markets work because I want to mean keep record of the call. No, it doesn't really matter how you do the call, whether you do by WhatsApp or whatever it is. It doesn't really matter that because you can't really use the call. You can only make statements say I call my wife or husband every time, blah 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 blah. But we can't really evidence it. That's why we use text messages as main evidence of conversation going on. And Mama, because you cannot, because I want to me any evidence for calling, then don't waste money if you cannot afford a call. Why?
No. Now, Montesti, no, I test. Made other you. My feel and so spare time my friend Mrs. I need do now what testing sir now no so the normal call now from so and the text messages need
let me chip in this now. Let me chip in this now. This is not to say I worry for and to me and from all the time. It's a matter of affordability. Exactly. So you afford why not? But sabaku betumi afford ya, then the other person betumi afford no betumi aye course no. Nti ba no a owo ha no a o use WhatsApp no betumi use aye. But se nipa betumi use WhatsApp efi amanone a, and the nipa na receive wa Ghana WhatsApp no so betumi aye bi efi Ghana ana yes anetie. So what is preventing ba no so no so be use WhatsApp no bi afre aye call?
And be na Ghana sometimes reception hard.
Network. Okay. What the any omo text no why? Omo text no
Cheche mo say wo pese onya test no so as evidence say ne wo na wo test nti time a obefro no na wo di kan test ne say oh ma me do ene frɛ me na afew na test test message ne ko no so afro until you can have those test messages.
Let me chip in this. They are not people are not texting and calling because they need evidence. Because you don't have to prove anything to anybody what goes on in your life and your marriage.
Exactly.
It is normal and natural.
Yes.
So it's the other way around. Because you do it naturally, no, you can tell anybody, say, I do it anyway, and therefore it is true that I have my marriage life. But you are not doing it because you want to prove a point, say,
yeah.
blah, blah, blah. It should be the other way around. Otherwise, it becomes so mechanical and as if the focus is on this. The focus is on the life in the marriage, the relationship. But as part of that, we can have a lot to evidence to show the world, including the Home Office. So don't say, me for your course, and I say me for taxi because, as I say, me baby. Why?
No first one also no yes yentumi ntwemu saa enti no maami se so twemu odi abetum wenya presettle dada enti okotwemu sisen se onti krom ha biom ana wa declare say o free ha ko enti patcho no if you can come back and explain ana so be my nimdie kakra o that would be great. Patcho wa was lower we ne kakra na men kan me question back wa ha na fe na mama wonso akasa o say yenua be ma kwa me prepare o say I am locum I am a locum and I'm paid through an umbrella company. Can I bachomebo corner abesi akasa okay, can I be held responsible if the umbrella company fails to file my taxes to HMRC? And lawyers mampacho yen ma yenu akwabna answer na afi mema money wodina so no enkasa.
Yo, so locum nene say nipa no ye supplier.
Sir.
Enti oti ho, edwuma ba na ya frɛ no. So mostly doctors, nurses, teachers, those professions. So a lot of them do locum as part of their to wear away time, so to speak. Okay. Now, it depends on the arrangement you have with the agency. Okay. As an agency worker, it depends on the arrangement. Because as a locum worker, you don't do it through the employer where you are going to work. Nti baby a wokoye adwuma no onye employer emma wo. Agent no ode wo no, so to speak, wo employer under the Employment Rights Act. However, the arrangement between yourself and the agent is this. The agent will tell you that we are going to pay you, so give us invoice. So if you are invoicing the agent to receive your money through your account, then you are self-employed. You have your sole responsibility to file and to declare and to pay to HMRC. But the agent says that bring us your invoice, but before we pay you, we give you something like pay slip so that we take the tax that is due government. Then you have paid your tax. So you don't care how they deal with it. When HMRC comes, you refer them to the agent because agent has taken the money. So the question here is, has the agent deducted tax before you receive your money? And you see that from your tax, from the pay slip or whatever it is. If you receive pay slip and the tax is there, then you are right. The agent is responsible. If you don't receive pay slip or you receive and there's no tax or the money goes directly into your account gross or everything, then you don't expect the agent to use his or her own money to pay the tax.
Yo, yate. Odo wa maso. Patraka fra why? Oga se free me ente onka.
Hello, madam. God bless you. Because of you, my case.
Yo, papa.
Manage ejuma na moya no pa nyame hia mo ne lawyer.
Amen.
Pacho, media ni kakra me won say me me worker, me work ma engineering company bi. Okay. Na me aso me built handyman inti recently na my call HMRC. I requested for self-assessment. Emma Abba.
Okay.
Now my question is, Pacho, do I have to register the company? The company ambassador me a handyman company job. Do I have to register it? Can I set a website for it?
Yo, I'm saying, okay, betie ye enche bia, but I think the lawyer Asmah, I explaining, but who they bisa, obesa ma umwa, bisa. Say next question.
Okay, now next question is say, say if I'm person me file for tax returns na, then I say me the two na me ko hu accountant say bia me koto ade wo supermarket me angasa media me use wo fia eno ese me de to na say ade a say me di koye edwuma no hu receipt na ese me de to.
Oh, Papa, but what about the mammy cacre?
But me di Isaac
say we are one. Sanya da genetic program ni nyina obon sen sama obi say nyina ya answer ni nyina ne kwan so pepepepe but lawyer Asmah me ma no just 1 minute na on brushing or na babomode na akoti answers ni nyina e wo honom why yo lawyer Asmah we dey wada roma
yo you know what call no so ana say
that's
fine so what I see what free HMRC I catch on say or your handyman. And there are a lot of handymen offering direct service to individuals. You do not have to register company, and therefore it's a matter of choice. This person is good for sole proprietorship, so that everything will be in his own name, rather than separating himself from the business. But again, it depends on your pay FM. It's a matter of choice to go company or to go sole proprietorship. You weigh the options and you choose one. But for now, no, because of our free HMRC, no, I'm no UTR.
Yes.
Yeah, UTR, unique tax identification number, no. Into UTR na nsa aka no, and then I just say, oh yeah, eligible to file tax returns.
Sir.
Now, obisa say MBA website, how you administer your business is your prerogative.
Exactly.
And you feel we here website for marketing and for other business purposes there, I will say yes, go for it. But this is not I'm not advising that go and open a website because there will be implications. But what I'm saying to you is that if you feel that it will help you, go for it. Now, the next one is compliance. Compliance is say, why ye juma na wenye sika, na aban say sika na wenye no file returns. And no, again, your responsibility. Until our friend HMRC, our mama no, I'm sure say UTR. No. And now status. Status in my boss dada.
Yeah.
The status of your business, as I said, una ube choose. So over here say me a sole proprietor. And now I say me a director or owner of a company. And so decided say the business no or converting into company there. Or no abe director company na abe bibia ewo ono the company ni dimu so wanya na saa dia no okọ aso proprietor na so trader dia ono abe ni bibia obisa say accountant no nyoma ben also saw the man so who accountant there the accountant should be able to tell you what he needs to file the tax returns but suffice to say accountant no baby say then actually says the kind of mama say winya no sana tie to baby say all the invoices and the bank statement I was says the kind of buy no sa na tie and accountant also been here information about all your expenses and receipts in adie ukoto ade all those things will be here you know should be say ono ankasa na nyoma oto ma no ho no onfa nka ne business dia no ho ana no there should be separation between business activities and personal activities. Okay. Unless you say your man or no use na business no toy, no, it is because he is doing that for the business. It is a beer or a fear or no, or 2-bedroom house.
Yes.
And now we use to back on your office. Sanity there, baby, your office no will be part of, and usually the law allows for 1/3. So if you are using part of your property for running the business, then 1/3 of it will go into, if I say 1/3, I'm talking about 1/3 of the bills for that property. The rent, or if you are paying mortgage, the mortgage payment, and also the bills within the business. If the bills are not used within that office there, you cannot say this bill is for the office. So it depends. So you have to make a choice. Say, in your money, is it for home use or work use, office use? If it is for office use, yes, 100% office expense. If it is home use, 100% personal expense. If it is hybrid or part, then you have to work out how much of it is for office. And usually the law says 1/3.
Okay. Papa, say what you want, man, so still on. Pacha, what was no?
All right. Good morning, Manye Teng. Good morning, lawyer.
Good morning.
Where the Pacha, my question is no.
Okay.
First question, Madam Fubia, what the wife apply school. Now school near 2 years. Now the wife ni an visa no. And our man ni be happy. No, our year mistake. So our man 1 year. It's not new no apply abano. Your manage the wife no be happy no copy. And also actually so I'm on 1 year. But I'm rectified students in the 2 years. But you can the 1 year now. But the person who say so afraid UKBI now or catch on normal correction and now say so apply to make for them to add the extra years to rate.
Now, but I want to say, I want any well, sure answer.
So afraid UKBI, no correction.
No.
I want to say,
open legal advice. Yo, Mati. Any meaning say one hour customer sheda. Lawyer Asmah, be here confirmation.
All right. So any tell your friend, say, now what can share and lawyer says that here.
Okay, Obisa second question, Pacho.
Okay, so second question.
My second question is so Madam for also or your money 2.5 on a 10 years route.
Okay.
Now, Ocha 2.5 year, the partner now on any one, and then a partner route. The partner now on in hobby.
Oh.
And make up or yeah, another way application as a parent route and in a current partner. And then we do 1 year, visa so. But a person or switch call 5 years. But tell law about the ultimate are they your previous year no and the way now another one now on the 10 year shoot no account money na back or person who say is it advisable say or best switch here because we do almost 1.5 years for current one so into oka old one boom anyway boom na or call 4.5 years.
Okay.
Into or person so switch here a better now or maintaining now or better meaning now boom as 10 years and said you'll be indefinite no.
Yo, lawyer be you are no. And Pacho me no better so na and a lawyer can we be the question be nanka.
The big question be I know about so be on maybe start follow up question there and my main sabra OT and episode this yo engineer one my yati say mami we or the 10-year route no so now of course no first now your partner move it to parent which are about 3 to 4 years fast 5 years no 2.5 no or one so no business of which must switch here now I'm interested in how long I will stay on the 2.5s. Into a show more or less no over 1 year grace our second 2.5 no so because also we used to 1.5 of the second 2.5. Not just I 1 year on the second 2.5. And just so I 1 year on the second 2.5 there, which may save you 1 year if or switch it because you see I know yeah parent no. So obet me afford it dear, obet me switch it to the 5-year route. So obet me afford it dear. Now said there's no partner there. He can switch or she can switch to the 5-year route. But why will I switch if it's not going to give me any benefit? That's the question.
Okay.
What is the risk? The risk is as so prove itself omit the maintenance threshold.
Okay.
And the 10-year route, if you go for EX1, Gen 3.2, there are exceptions, so you don't have to show whether you meet the money or not.
Okay.
But 5 years, you have to show that you meet the money. Either you go for the maintenance approach under case law, or you go for the standard approach, 18600. You have to meet the money. Then you have to show that you have English. Which natural. So which natural, they are fine. Take the risk. Then all that. Until say, nipa no entumi intro there, there's no point. So nipa no entumi improve maintenance there, there's no point. Now the woman here, So or switch it call 5 way in the swar. Obviously, or quack's not 5-year route in so for 5 years. Because I start 2.5 on the 5-year route. Into about now so 5 years, or the back previous ones, still I know bet me save 1 year anyway. So 1 year of cost, 1 year of waiting time. Into so bet me meet requirement under 5-year route in the DR, and you bet me switch it, provided said there's no partner involved.
Okay. Yo, say obeti utie. Yo, order for one homa so, but mpacho before obebisa o question no. Mami bisa me question back. I say, hi, how do I get a self-assessment certificate if I do not need to do a self-assessment? Your question they're technical. Liars.
Well, okay. So I said that under Section 7 of Taxes Management Act 1970, even if you do not receive self-assessment notice and you think that you have to file it, you must notify HMRC so that they give you the chance to file. Chance ne say mama UTR and as mama form no say complete na fabra. So when we are once they assess, they will issue you self-assessment certificate. There is nothing like we don't have anything called self-assessment certificate per se, but you have something to show that you filed your self-assessment returns and therefore you've ticked the box. So you can see some impact way on your self-employed, but for some reasons, as a sort of filing returns, I just say HMRC I send a notice say do it, or who feel it say you have to go on it. Quite about a month or so ago, a friend approached me to say HMRC at the about 4 years tax notice say on filing returns. Let me say, are you self-employed or see baby? Now me checking the P60. I realized that he earns so much, and because he earns so much, they have put him automatically within the self-assessment category.
Okay.
No, but the forms now brand say file for returns for these periods, 4 years periods. And the 4-year period no more in your man brand no more notify into one no more the brand no. The person had to go through the calculation and make sure so we file bibia e the comma and one. Enti or the comma one no omo man no UTR, but because omo no catch chance on here ninti omo year assessment, they went through the review and omo catch chance say we have picked something up.
Okay.
Enti ye could be say we employer say e no credit say we spend it e we adwuma no ho a omo kwa ho na omo san be catch chance say ye call ye no employer say omo e refund o santi na wo more or less na no dey to so no it may not be valid. No omo catch chance say so na tie dia o pesa wo challenge a obetumi a challenge, but so if you say why you mistake there, then we treat it as an error and reject and revise everything. So among your calculation, no, we issue what they think is due, which became a liability of about 7,000. But the point I'm making is this: it depends on what HMRC wants you to do, or it depends on what you have notified HMRC for. So can that happen? Yes. Even if you are not self-employed, you can file, and if you file, you have the record to show that you filed your returns. And you can call it certificate, but it is your self-assessment record.
Sa. Yo, last my dasi. Pacho order for one homa so. Okay, say free me enter on please.
I'm Pacho Mekasafi Metenkins.
Yo.
Pacho go question me no. Pacho a question ba ko say na me bi say in case na say ABR obi the care visa or the ba na say 3 years na say 3 years na so so call indefinite state and I say so pay another 2 years sponsor I can once and we to my indefinite. And then one question.
How many years now so you demand so I apply for indefinite?
Maybe na minimum say 5 years. We so stay for 5 years as
so I had 3 years pay so on to me call indefinite.
Na mpacho na me kana lawyer bi so challenge me say that na me say no minimum say come here no try 5 years and so we to my apply indefinite. No say so far as say over care work can 5 years no 3 years no na say ewu like we to my another extension. Na me say yes, we so to my another extension, but me say say care company na woman no another 2-year sponsor and I said different company be ma 2-year sponsor na account na like I 5 years and some betuma why we no so dabi.
Yo, lawyer, but sanity, unye 5 years, you can't get indefinite. Intino, lawyer, be a second question because say na in time so crap. Be a second question.
Okay, but second question is here about the tax refund. No, maybe say in case of ABA, me ye mama ABA Manye Teng company. Not Manye Teng company, money pay slip. Not ABA almost tax BBI yoka. Make my tax return. And ABA send call a transport na medical no. Make me that can na me question say na me diwo no. Make my dinga can na me tax return na.
Me jidi say ni nyina da ne kwemu ba lawyers ma besi supi e de ama why yo lawyers ma yes
yo say we adwuma ma obi na bibia se na wo boss no na otete ni nyina e da ne kwemu dia you do not have to file tax returns. Now na obetumi ayen so we free HMRC na waka kire mo say adwuma na wo ye no yete wo tax na mbom expenses na wo incur na will come to that e wo ho no employer no emma refund into person omo ankasa e check na omo revise wo calculation no na omo edi refund no ebrel. Now expenses no nyina na eye allowed. Enti se wo kwa adwuma na wo di wadwan ne kɔ na wo kodi wo ho na ade sana wo kofie a eno no enka ho because wo tifie kra nka wo bedidi anyway. But se ko be se wo ye adwuma no the way a etie nti we are into midnight. And it is part of it there. Then we are looking at up to the standard closing time, then anything else. Anything else, what I'm saying is that because of what it is, because I mean to me could do fear, sir, and I for health reasons need to eat. And I have to eat here. I don't mean to me fan 50 at that time because it's impossible. So now me buy any medi, which is fine. But I can't know as a metona me it has to be allowed. Then that way you can make argument because it's clearer. Expenses for traveling from home to work, the normal place of work is not allowed or allowable. What is allowable expense for traveling purposes is near a wase wako ejuma. Na employer na akachi se kwaye ejuma wa ha. And I say kwaye wei e wa ha no. So what child transport eko na response as employer no amma wo sika no back there, that's allowed. Because enye ejuma extra bit no a enka one spend it sa ade no. Nemo from home to work no, but from work to any other place, other places of work. Be obi mo ye ejuma 3 places. Different days in the week. In that case, or when the standard workplace, any places in so are occurring to those other places, those expenses can be covered. The other bit you can look at if you want to is driving to work. If you drive to work, then mileage can be allowed for tax purposes. But mileage, you don't really get much anyway. But if you don't drive to work and you just go to work on the normal transport, then that is not allowed. Laundry, yes, I've mentioned, then you can consider that.
Yeah. Okay, lawyer, that's yemre no ko say me training lawyer so train me na ono so fa ne de embra. Na ne okay train na say omo yes domiciliaries na ofifie na oko edwuma first we ni there cannot be allowed, but say from one place to another be 10 places no be kono e no be to me say the internal calculation na ka ho and also so claim sa we now bet me just yes or no na men come lawyer
so nipa no bet me aka so the normal place first
yes
so if you fear here na oko so if you fear or definite place are oko there obaka say this is my normal place okay. Any other place no be extra places then yes but so to me can say our normal place there then all those places will be normal places.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, I watch it. Thank you very much. It's here for yemre no ko manhwe me bumeni kakra manhwe, but let me invite our dear sister lawyer Deborah na Umbra and be mind the English version of what we've learned today. So lawyer, good morning, lawyer Deborah.
Good morning, Manye Teng. So I'll be very quick and brief as time isn't on our side. So we talked about, can HMRC reject my self-assessment tax returns figures and investigate me for fraud? So a self-employed person is essentially as someone who's supposed to file a self-assessment. You do it when the time comes. So what is tax evasion and what's tax avoidance? Tax evasion is deliberately choosing not to pay tax. So that's different to tax avoidance, where it's not completely deliberate. Tax avoidance is not completely deliberate because you can be on a tax avoidance scheme. So you'd have to contact the government for this. And then through this, you can not avoid tax, but reduce the amount of tax that you pay. So how does HMRC review self-assessment tax returns? So when you submit your tax returns, they have up to 4 years to review. They do not necessarily have to do it as soon as you file your self-assessment. After they review, if they spot an issue, they can come back and then investigate it. So if they suspect that somebody is deliberately trying to evade tax, then they will investigate it, and then they will send you a letter mentioning the said discrepancies. So what are the punishments for tax fraud? So there was 2 that were mentioned, really serious offences or indictable offences. This can cause you to be imprisoned for up to 7 years. If it's not so serious, you can be imprisoned for 12 months or be given a fine. So this is a little summary that I have for us today. Thank you.
Thank you to La Deborah. Say aha na ye di edwumedi en bebe wiye. Ya kasa bebre mrenu so ko, but mema lawyer sima se bibi wo ho beto ne fa e de ama ya na se update kitu ebi wo system no ma de be ka ho a mema ne sima pe na obobo so na afi de ye draw curtains ne cry. Until last ma me sa twu bi mpacho de ne last note a o de be ma ye answer na ya sorry akọ.
Right. So final is that, can HMRC reject my self-assessment tax returns and figures and investigate me for fraud? Yes, they can do that. So we should all be careful and know that we are doing the right thing and will not get to the wrong side of the law. Where you are in doubt, speak to an accountant or speak to somebody who understands the tax processes for advice. Have a pleasant day. We'll meet again tomorrow on Community and the Law program.
Yo, last my answer that say me we be sure my send we be but na a question be osanka me bisa ni pa kun dey ha me and unfortunately no afi na ma kai na mrenu so aso nti lawyer pato che ne so ma me bisa ho asem enche bia but not on the show. Yo, etie for e be da ma asem a mobile so nyina nyame nka mo ho eni ye da say Sandra nyame nshra all those who came on board nyame and me da ma si bebre nyame nshra mo na mon share, keep sharing program no na dey I am very, very interesting because a banisika assembly amunim say me manyete na me ni aye ko se me ho enti sa na tie ye da masi ochna the community and the law baso the you know be ma return into no oba bebe di ne dwuma mu akotene na ye di abrem 4 to 6 months and so 4 to 6 very interesting topic indeed I betche and to make a date with us now. Apart from that mamu nyina very happy weekend o mo celebrate our birthday nyina and then also me happy birthday. Madam Asinya Menshram next week, same time, same place. Adios.
This is our world. Here we are in our community. There are the laws. There are the regulations. We have BWF Solicitors. BWF Solicitors, experts in all aspects of the law, family law, civil litigation, all immigration and nationality issues, representation in court, marriage and divorce. We pride ourselves to give you excellent legal services and follow through till we get you the right result and decisions. That is our mutual satisfaction. We have a team of excellent qualified solicitors and support team to help you every step of the way. Our senior partner, with over 30 years of unbroken service to the community, is a member of the Family Law Panel and has advised several lawyers and institutions in many legal matters. He is qualified to practice both in the UK and in Ghana. Come to us. Speak to us. Let us represent you. We are your trusted community partners when it comes to the law. Locate us on the 4th floor of the Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road at Seven Sisters in North London, N15 4NP. Nearest train station, Victoria Line to Seven Sisters Station, exit number 2. We are open for all consultations from Monday to Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Weekends by appointment only. Call us now on 0208 493 7340 or 077 127 61884. BWF Solicitors, your trusted legal partner.